The early chatter about Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, the new Hulu original film streaming on Prime Video in Canada, was all about 63-year-old Emma Thompson doing a nude scene. That scene does come at the end, an exposure so well earned emotionally by her character that it is a celebration. You don't dwell on any sag or bulge, you just see the woman. A remarkable feat, really. In the mirror is a woman suddenly free from decades of bodily insecurity, self-negation, and shame, not to mention a lifetime of sexual dissatisfaction. It is awe-inspiring, and not the teensiest bit uncomfortable, considering the arc of discovery for this character, Nancy, so deftly portrayed by Thompson. This small movie, alternatively claustrophobic and expansive, with a stage-like production set across 4 meetings in a hotel room, is a two-hander. Nancy, a 62-year-old retired schoolteacher who specialized in religious studies and a rigid mindset, having been determinedly good all her life. And Leo, a 28-year-old sex worker with a very open mind and a gift for connecting with a range of clients. There is a single scene involving a third character, a waitress in the hotel restaurant, who sparks the climax of the movie. Nancy's actual climax, her first ever, takes place shortly thereafter. The script, taut, spare, sharp, moving, surprising, was written by Katie Brand, who seduced Thompson into the part with only her written words that address a very much under-discussed issue: female sexuality in middle age and beyond. As Thompson wrote in an essay about the role in Vogue recently, "Does anyone know or care if middle-aged women are getting any sexual satisfaction or pleasure?" She then cites the Cosmo cover lines about orgasms she remembers from her youth. How to achieve them in bigger, better ways. The focus on the achievement, as though we were less than wholly alive if we weren't constantly emerging pinkly breathless from our latest appointment with ecstasy, was frankly a little bullying. But this movie isn't really about sex, as much as it is about intimacy. And to get to intimacy, there has to be a lot of talking and exploring of boundaries. The plot begins following the death of Nancy's husband, when she hires Leo to help her experience a different side of sex. She describes a spouse she loved, but whose approach to sex left her feeling very much May. He would, in the character's words, do his business, atop her, and roll over. Nancy has vowed never to fake an orgasm again, and admits she has never had a real one. Over the course of the 4 meetings, between awkward small talk, cultural misunderstandings, and incremental progress towards her goals, Nancy tells Leo about the one time she felt passion as a young woman on holiday with her family. It was a fleeting encounter, some quick groping in a car park, but that long-lost yearning was still emblazoned on her brain. So she worked up the courage to hire a man to explore that longing. Of course, there is much more, emotionally, to work through than just copulatory mechanics. It is as if Nancy imagined some sort of Erica Jong zipless fuck, but came face-to-face with a real human attached to the functional part of that exchange. Again, in Thompson's own words, it's an adventure in several kinds of intimacy, an exploration of pleasure and shame, and a portrait of sex work as one of the caring professions. See, Nancy came into the arrangement with all kinds of preconceived notions about sex work and sex workers. She therefore assumed Leo would, of necessity, be demeaned by it. And the corollary of that he would be disgusted by her. That he is neither demeaned nor disgusted is a revelation to her. Handing the mic back to Thompson in Vogue again, because she's the expert here. Leo listens. He respects pleasure. He understands it takes many forms, and none is anathema to him. Indeed, he describes his clientele, a woman in her 80s, a woman in a wheelchair who wants to be bathed and held in the bath, a man who wants him to dress up as a cat. He describes them with respect, and he characterizes his own feelings as being satisfied to help them. He understands that he can make people feel better, he can improve their lives, and sometimes he can even release them from suffering. He teaches Nancy, in short, about the possible sanctity of sex work. A couple of deft plot twists ensue, which we won't spoil here, but as above, the ending feels satisfying. Everyone takes away something, most especially the audience.